Good morning, everybody, and welcome to the Recovery Classroom. My name is Drew. I am an alcoholic, and today I'm a recovering alcoholic, and I cannot be any more grateful. We had a fantastic crosstalk meeting last night. Every Tuesday night, we get to go inside of a treatment facility that's local to our area, and we just get to sit in a room full of people. There's about 60-some people in there, and just talk, just have good old-fashioned dialogue and conversation, deep, insightful discussions about topics that are important and relevant to them, and especially with them being early in sobriety. So if those clients are watching this morning on our YouTube channel, I just want to say thank you for letting us all come in and hang out with you guys. You guys kept us sober one more night, and for that we'll be forever, ever grateful. Last night I was speaking, and as I was saying something, I was alluding to something, and I realized that this topic has been on my heart for the last several days. I didn't even realize it. And I figured it'd be worth sharing here this morning on the monologue. That's how God can position us for greatness. Now, I know I said God. Before you go thinking I'm getting religious, I'm not. I'm probably the most anti-religious person you'll ever meet. When I say God, I'm only saying God because it's a lot easier to say than higher power, the conception of a power greater than myself. So when I say God, don't think of a church God or a religious God, because I am not that guy. But it's easier for me to say God than it is to say anything else. I can look back in my life, and I can see all these points, all these periods in my history where God put a mountain in front of me so he could give me a miracle later on. And there are times in our life, especially in early sobriety, and this is the relevant part, especially in early sobriety, where we're starting off really good and all of a sudden, we're doing really good and all of a sudden we run into a mess. We run into a mess. We run into a situation that we're like, shit, this is going to derail everything. I was doing so good, and I'm clean and sober, and I got a little bit of time under my belt, and now all of a sudden, everything's falling apart. What's going on? What am I doing wrong? What am I doing wrong? And see, it's easy for us to come under that idea that we're doing something wrong when it's really just God positioning us for something better down the road. But we can't see it. We can't see that something better down the road because to us, it feels like that situation we're in the midst of is this big, large, looming mountain looking down at us. It is the Mount Everest, if you will. And we can't see a way around it, can't see a way over, and we have no idea how this mess of a situation we're in is going to end for us. God, I'm doing good. I'm clean and sober. I'm 45 days. I'm 6 months in, and now I've got this whirlwind of shit that I have to deal with. And I'm reminded of something I was told early on. When I got clean and sober to get clean and sober, not to have a perfect life. I could be the first one to tell you, I do not have anything remotely close to a perfect life. But I got sober. I didn't get perfect. We're still going to face these mountains. We're still going to face these periods of our life where all we're seeing is this mountain staring down at us. And I've said this quite often before. Usually whenever we're staring down a mountain, God is allowing us to see only that mountain. Because while we're looking at the face of the mountain, he's behind the scenes, making that mountain into a miracle for us ultimately. After all, we hear this a lot in the rooms of recovery. We don't grow until we get uncomfortable. And sometimes it takes that situation we may be in where we just don't know how it's going to end up. We don't know what's going to happen for us to become uncomfortable. But that's also how we get stronger in our faith, stronger in our recovery, and more sure-footed as we're trudging the path to destiny. I want to encourage you today, don't try to short circuit. Don't try to get around that mountain too soon. Let your higher power, your conception of a higher power, work out the miracle for you. More often than not, I can tell you, I can pinpoint times where I tried to get in the way. I tried to get around that mountain too soon. And I would end up messing up the miracle that God had planned for me. It's an important thing for us to be patient. I know it's tough. I'm the world's worst. I say this because I am the world's worst at being patient, but we just have to take time. And that's where we have to put our real reliance and our real faith on God to move us through that situation. So that's all the time I got for today. Thank you guys for letting me come in and share 5 to 10 minutes of your day with you. You guys absolutely keep me sober, and I cannot be any more appreciative. We'll be talking again soon, guys. Remember, you can't get drunk if you don't take that first drink.